So we'll keep it like an interview. We are going to interview you about your experience. So Aman, what had been your experience in Canada? If any of the student from our country, if he or she wants to join some university in Canada or want to pursue education in Canada, so what is scope in Canada? First, tell us about that, and secondly, tell us about what are the prominent university and colleges and courses. That is the most important thing in Canada. Straightforward to you, Aman. Kindly put a light on this.
Okay, thank you, Navdish. Thank you so much. And I'm just taking a minute to thank you, everyone, to be here. And okay, let's go to the right question and answer it. So, as you told me, Navdish, you were asking a thing about the colleges. But before we go into that, I just need to let the people know about this thing. Uh, it's not regarding the college or university. It's more about choosing a field. In Canada, is everything about your field. There is everything about the way you are proceeding towards your goal, your dream, your ambition. It's not which college. Yes, there are some colleges which have high potential and high faculty. And there are some colleges who have big population of people coming as immigrants from the different countries, not only India, not only Punjab. When I came here in 2018, what I felt is I was thinking like so many people from the biggest ratio from Punjab goes to Canada, but I was wrong. Even mostly people think nowadays like if someone is going from India to Punjab, that is only Punjabi people. No, it's not like that. I have gotten a chance to work with so many other kind of people, Gujarati people, Tamil people, from Mumbai, Goa, Sri Lanka, and not only restricted to India, all over the world. We have so much diversity. So it's not regarding the college or university. It's more regarding your dream and your goal and your ambition, the way you are proceeding towards your goal. For example, if I talk about law or medical, there are different colleges. If I talk about finance, Humber College is very best. If I talk about crypto and finance, or might be immigration, real estate, properties, uh, plumbing, trucking company, all these things are very good with the Humber College. If I see mostly time provided to the students to do the work, Lambton College is a great. So different colleges have different potentials for different kind of people. It's not just basis on some theorems, and it's not regarding the this college is available, let's go for that and let's take a seat over there. That college is big college, big having a big premises, having a big ability. No, it's not like that. It's more about the specification of the college. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Aman, about this. So, one of my student, she asked about the scope of medical field in Canada, and if she pursues medical class 12th, 11th, and 12th, or does her MBBS from India. Is there scope of medical in commerce or medical in Canada, or is there scope of commerce in Canada? So, what is the scope of commerce and medical? These two fields are prominent in our students. So, that is a very big question. So, what they should do, commerce or medical, if they want to get to Canada? Yes, Aman.
Okay, let me talk about first commerce field. So guys, might be how many participants we are here? So 31 participants. To all of you guys, I just want to let you know, commerce is a field which starts every other field. Me and Professor Navdish, when we used to work studying the college, we used to say this thing: the people who are from the commerce world, they start anything and it goes around, right? So if I talk about the commerce have in this country, commerce have the most potential, because the reason is everything starts from commerce. Commerce is just a word, commerce, but it's not like that. It includes everything all over the world. If I talk about international management, there is that. If I talk about supply chain management, distribution, logistics, guys, what happens in India? In India, if you go to college like BCom or BBA or MBA, the curriculum right there, the education structure right there is so much different from this country as compared to this country. Now what happens here is, now suppose like I have done my supply chain management from Lambton College, and I know some people who have done only logistics from Humber College. I know some people who have done international management from Seneca College, different colleges, as I told you before. So what happens is, now in India, if you like, if you see or ask any professor from lovely university or might be DAV college or anywhere else, in one subject, in one MBA, you guys are having so many subjects. Right here, what's going on is, we in this country, the teachers or might be system, the curricular, they're focusing on one part of the whole system. For example, I am a logistics professional. If I talk about my logistic theories and integral parts of distribution and locationing is way more explained as compared to any other, like international management, finance, crypto, art, law, medical. If in this country, if you are focusing on one part of education, for example, it's law, then you are studying not law. There is criminal law, there is policing law, there is immigration law, this is housing laws, and you have to take one of those, right? So in India, structure is a different. In Canada, structure is different. Now coming to commerce, yes, if I talk about commerce, yes, we do have so many streams right here. We can take international business management. Business management is different as compared to global management. Then we have supply chain management, distribution management, channel management. Then we have put away management. uh, these are like famous courses. Now coming to medical. So yes, now these medical, the people who have been working in medical, when I got a chance to meet them, I would say they are making much more than any other field. This is about the salaries. See, every other job in Canada is very respectful. I am not comparing India to Canada. This is all about the system and structure in different countries. If I talk about Canadian people, we people here uh, do provide the honesty and humbleness and respect and regard to every other job. Whether you guys are frontline workers such as medical or nursing, police officer, doesn't matter. Everyone have a right to have dignity and respect. So yes, if I talk about medical sector, yes, nursing is one of the most valuable job in Canada, in all over these Western countries, in all over these Western countries. I came across so many people who are in medical field and they are really enjoying their work, and there are so many opportunities, not one, not two, unlimited. Because Canada is a country, they are always looking for nursing people. So one thing I would say, if you have a little bit or might be some interest in commerce or medical, if you have an interest in medical, I would say yes, go for that. Get a proper education, get a curriculum, go for Canadian websites. There are particular tests. Okay, let me tell you this part right away. In Canada, throughout the life, if you want to study any kind of field, law, real estate, immigration, medical, finance, right, labor jobs, we have to have a license from the government authorities. We have to have a license for each and everything. We have to obtain a license by might be physical training or mental training or theoretical training. We have to pass all those things in a particular way. Then we can proceed. So once you do plus 2, I mean senior secondary education from India, if you have interest in medical, the people, the students who are in 10th standard right away or might be they have passed, if they are projecting something for the future, I would say if you have interest in medical, go for that. Don't wait for anything, and do take more suggestions from one of the professionals from medical line. I would say one thing. I have been working as a supply chain professional for the last 3 years in this country, so I am, uh, well familiarized with those things which comes in business, logistics, distribution, supply chain. So yeah, so I would say yes, go for medical line, go for nursing, and do take professional advice and suggestion from people who they have been working in the same field. That's all.
So, Aman, very well explained. This topic has been a very common talk in our classes. So, one of my question, what we have to do if we want to go to Canada, if any of the students, he or she wants to pursue education in Canada, what will be the process? So, can you give a brief details about the process
Okay.
in India?
Okay. Sure. Sure, Natish. So, guys, what happens is like, so remember one thing: migrating to Canada for some people might seems differently. What I mean to say is, for some people, it's only getting PR or like permanent residency or citizenship of Canada. For some people, this is only dream. For some people, it's like more about changing the living standard from that country to this country. For some people, it's more about money making. For some people, everyone has a different kind of perspective for coming to Canada. Now if someone is projecting something from for studies particularly, so see, as I told you, any one of you can get my number from Navdish and talk to me in personal if you are looking for something else than studies. Now coming to studies, if you guys are looking for studies, first make sure you guys have proper direction. What happens is so many people after 10th, they they undergo a dilemma, which means like some people say, you know what, I should take commerce. No, my elder sister's she has done something else. Let me take medical now. No, guys, follow your instincts. you know, I'm saying something really a realistic part of the life. Follow your instincts. The reason is, if you see something like you would be good in medical, go for medical. Might be Navdish is saying the same thing as well. So follow your instincts. First, you should have a proper direction. Once you have a direction, then very first step is doing your senior secondary education. So there are two things. Some people leave for Canada after senior secondary, and some people go for graduation, as I have done in my past. I left Canada in 2018 after doing my graduation. I had no plans after senior secondary, which means plus two. So make sure, guys, this makes a really big difference. Where it comes to difference, it comes to different in two things. One is maturity, handling yourself by you is not an easy job after leaving your country at the age of 18 or 19. This is the first thing. Another thing is, uh, while getting permanent residency, there are certain ways to do that. Some people who are here only with the plus two, they might not qualify for getting PR in Ontario or certain parts of Canada. So this thing relates with that part. Now let me tell you the very truth part. I am a permanent resident of this country. My younger brother is not, and he is having a little hard time to getting permanent residency, even though to apply. The reason is he is here only with the senior secondary education experience. Now let me come to the main point. If you are graduates from India, you are getting some additional points, which is near about 50 points. This is really something serious when you apply for permanent residency. This is really something serious when you apply for permanent residency, how many points you are having in total. And graduation for 3 years in India makes near about 50 points. So make sure, guys, keep this thing in your mind as well. Moving forward, now if you guys are from plus two, what you need to do is, once you finish your plus two, you are waiting for the results, go for academic IELTS exam. Once you go for that, at least project 7.5. Nowadays it's becoming tough by each and every year, so at least project for 7.5. Once you get your IELTS, make sure you are having a good immigration consultant with you, might be from any city or any other company. For example, we have so many in Jalandhar city. So make sure you guys are having a very good consultant with you who can advise you on right path and right time. This is really something very important, because whatever you guys can do it is only nothing else. You have to do only one thing with proper focus and I would say concentration. That is as nothing else, because you have already been appeared in plus two exams. You guys are waiting for the results, and you guys are appearing for the other exam. This is the only thing you have to do it by investing yourself in that period. Once you got the IELTS work near about 7 marks, 7.5 or 7 max, then you are very good. Just let your consultant know about that you are interested in this kind of particular field. For example, for law, and might be finance, or law, might be education, business, whatever you feel like, right? Once you do that, just let them know this is the college, or might be this is the field for which I am interested. Make sure, guys, project your 5 years. Not this happens very common. People go to consultants, and they say one thing: please tell me the way to go to Canada, and they somehow provide you the way, which leads to uh, you know it will make you to be an immigrant of Canada. But what I would say is, make sure you are projecting yourself and your job and your future for next 5 years at least. By taking a single course, it does matter throughout your life. I am very serious telling you about this part, because this is something really important. So make sure getting in Canada is not easy. Taking a course, selecting a course, choosing a course is way more important than selecting province, selecting college, selecting university, selecting year, selecting job. No, all those things does matter, but the very first thing which matters is the course you are taking. Because, guys, believe me, when you go for particular studies, it's not regarding having sitting of 3 to 5 hours a day in a classroom. It's something which builds your future, your perspective, and your lifestyle. So make sure you are having the right course for you. Follow your instincts. So after once you select your course, and just your consultant know I am interested in supply chain management or might be business administration, and they will start finding colleges for you. Once you got a they got a college, and they're gonna go for an offer letter. Once you guys receive offer letter, then they're gonna do all the things that is medical, biometrics, and some funding from your side to Canadian government and college and banks. Once everything is done, they're gonna go for visa. Once visa is done, then welcome to Canada, guys. That's all.
So Aman, very well explained. So it is getting a bit serious. So let's add some humor to it. One of the student asked me a question कि सर आपने झूठ बोला है, आपने कहा था ये बंदा इंडियन होगा, बट दैट पर्सन इज अ कैनेडियन नॉट इंडियन, क्योंकि ये बंदा इंग्लिश ही बोल रहा है. तो अमन एक बार इनको थोड़ी सी पंजाबी बोल के अगर हम दिखा दे तो इनको श्योर हो जाए कि बंदा कैनेडियन नहीं है लुक से.
ओके, अरे भाई मैं भी ये बात जो मैं कहने लगा हूँ ना,
नहीं
आई
पंजाबी,
डोंट.
अमन अमन पंजाबी, आई थिंक दैट विल बी बेटर.
ओके, श्योर श्योर श्योर. सो जो, हाँ, जो मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਨਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, this thing very this ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ. ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਗਾਇਸ, मैं बीकॉम की थी 2017 2018 की मैं ਇੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ as a student, and my journey is very beautiful. I would love to explain, but due to the short period I don't know what ਕੀ explain कर पाऊंगा today. But one thing, throughout the journey I learned so many things, and one thing I would say, if someone can do something, then you can also do the same thing, and even better than that. So follow your instincts, I would say. Please, अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਸਮਝੋ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ. Say one thing, you can do that, and you will do that much better than others. ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਜਾਂ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਉਰਦੂ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਫਾਰਸੀ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਸਪੈਨਿਸ਼ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਰੋਮੇਨ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਚ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, you can do anything whatever you want. ਬਸ you need to have focus and direction. Direct guys, मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ एक भी गल दसना चाहना. So many times my father told me one thing. I ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੈ. So every other day when I get my off from my job, what I do is I sit in front of TV for like 6 to 7 hours a day. ਸਿਰਫ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਚ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਰੇਅਰਲੀ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਚ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਕੀ 29 ਡੇਜ਼ ਜੋ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ, I am very satisfied for that. And you know what, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਫੀਲ ਕਰੋ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਦੱਸਣ ਲੱਗਾ, this is one of the most key important key point throughout your life. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਦੇਖੀ, ਹਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਫੇਵਰਟ ਫਿਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. See one thing, ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ, ਕੁਝ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਰੋਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੁਝ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੁਝ ਸਟੰਟਮੈਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਧੂਮ 2 ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਜਾਂ ਕਈ ਫੋਰਨ ਫਿਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ. You know what, ਉਹ ਫਿਲਮ ਬਣਾਉਣ 'ਚ 45 ਦਿਨ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ 50 ਦਿਨ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਜਾਂ 100 ਦਿਨ, ਬਾਹੂਬਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣ 'ਚ ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗਾ ਸੀ, ਹਨਾ. ਸਾਰੇ ਐਕਟਰਸ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪਾਰਟ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਫਿਲਮ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਬਟ you know what, everyone is working on the basis of direction. ਅਮਿਤਾਭ ਬੱਚਨ is nothing ਜੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਨਾ ਕਰੇ. ਸਲਮਾਨ ਖਾਨ is nothing. ਸਲਮਾਨ ਖਾਨ is, ਅਨਿਲ ਕਪੂਰ is nothing. ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਐਕਟਰ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਿੰਗਰ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ if there is no proper direction, guidelines. There should be a symmetry, there should be a decorum, decency, and there should be directions, guys. Director होना किसी भी चीज का बहुत जरूरी है. So make sure directions right on. Pick up the new question, man.
Okay, thank you, Aman, for this. So I would like now like to have some questions from the audience. So any of the students, if he or she wants to ask anything, so you also can ask. You can write your queries in the chat box, or you can ask directly if you want to ask. Any of the students who want to ask anything? Yes, students, if you want to ask anything, you can ask. Hurry up. So nobody wants to ask anything, students?
Guys, listen, everyone. Please ask the question. If you wanna really ask something, please ask. क्योंकि every time is very, इतना नहीं होता कि मैं पूछना चाहना मैं बाद चो पूछ लूँ. No, bring up the question right away, and I am here to answer you guys. I am here to help you guys. So bring up the question.
So अमन, एक क्वेश्चन आया वंशिका से, कौन सी सिटी में जल्दी पीआर मिलती है?
Okay, so see, I am living in Toronto, and मैं 2018 आया सीगा, and 2022 January I got my PR. So near about say after near about 3 years and 8 months. Make sure guys, कुछ लोग इसी जगह पे एक साल से PR भी हुए और कुछ लोगों की 5 साल हो गए PR नहीं हुए. What happens is throughout the year 3 years ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ does matter. ਹਾਂ, ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ does matter ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੈਲਗਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਜ਼ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਟੂ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ, ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਛੇਤੀ ਪੀਆਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. ਯੂਕੋਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਛੇਤੀ ਪੀਆਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ, ਨੋਵਾ ਸਕੋਸ਼ੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 1 ਸਾਲ 'ਚ ਪੀਆਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ 'ਤੇ ਛੇਤੀ ਪੀਆਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. ਬਟ guys, what happens is Canadian government, they do bring changes by time in laws to get PR. So this is something very, very, unexpected. What's going to happen when? मैंने भी expected नहीं सीगा that I would be getting PR in the month of January, in the very first month of 2022. It was not expected, but yes, I got my PR. मैं file लगाई थी 6 महीने पहले. It took me 7 months to wait and get my PR, and some guys have been waiting for 1 year even. So yes, कुछ cities इधर ਦੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ PR ਛੇਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, but doesn't mean कि बाकी जगह नहीं ਹੁੰਦੀ. But yes, जो PR छेती हो रही है, then there are some limitations as well. This is the second chapter. Why there are limitations and why they are getting Cheti PR. There are some reasons. So make sure, guys. The very basic step is you should know what to choose and where to go. These things are correlated, and just focus on that part. Getting PR is the second step. First thing is arriving in Canada. Make sure you are getting PR after getting in arriving in Canada.
So, Aman, we have two more questions.
Yes.
First question is by Vanchika of class 12th. What is the percentage required to go to Canada? And the second question is by Lavleen. Is it true that living in an area with less population will lead to early PR rather than living in an area with more population? So population is a factor in getting PR in area living in those.
Okay. Answering the first question. So what happens is different streams and different colleges have different criteria for admissions. If I talk about Humber College, Humber is one of the prestigious colleges in the Canada from Ontario. So why that is prestigious? Because there are so many programs induced by Canadian government in Humber College. So this is a different level of conversation. So basic thing is I have seen some people getting visas for Canada even after having 70%, and some people got refused even after 80%, and some people also got Canadian visa, study visa near about 60%. I would say one thing, at least guys, project for 80%. This is something very low. And one thing is there, what I know, me and Navdish have been knowing each other for a very long period now, and I know way he teaches. So make sure when he's a director, you should be the superstars. So make sure you are projecting very high marks. But yes, I would say get at least 80s so you can show up that we guys are really people who can study and we can be a part of Canadian education culture. Having 50% or 52% or 60% is not a good impression. This is one thing. Now, if I talk about criteria changes by years and by courses and by colleges. So when you're gonna go for any particular course, the consultant will be able to tell you what is the current requirement of the college. This is answer. Second question. The person who asked that question that having a less population will lead to go for soon PR. This is the right part. Yes. Ontario and Vancouver is one of the most populated parts of Canada nowadays. But yes, if I talk about Calgary nowadays and Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and Montreal is also becoming the same thing. She is, I might be, yeah, the person who asked this question. The thing is right. If you are living in less populated area, yes, there are more chances to get PR very soon as compared to those areas where population is very high. And now one thing I would say, guys, where population is high, there are more opportunities as well. When population is low, there are less opportunities. Why they give PR in that areas early? The reason is they want people to stay there so they can be the part of progression of Canada. So this is answer. Yes, this answer is yes. People who live in less populated area will get their PR little bit soon, and sometimes really soon as compared to the people who are living in high populated area.
Thank you, Aman. We have more questions, but I'm going to write forward to end this session because we are running out of time. So thank you very much for this session, sir, this beautiful session, and you have given answers to every questions very beautifully. So thank you for
Not
the
a
session.
problem, Natish. Not a problem at all. For you students, I would say one thing in the end, guys. See, I have been in Canada for last more than near about 4 years, and I know some people who have been living in Canada more than 15 or 20 years. They say one thing is that the moment now, see, if you choose your course, you choose your college, you got the visa, and you came in Canada. The real journey begins when you arrive at airport. So make sure, guys, you have to be confident. You have to be really energetic all over the day and all over the time until unless you get your PR. Don't say, okay, we will do that and there shouldn't be any procrastination at all. I would say one thing, there shouldn't be no procrastination. Another thing is, this is a really different journey when you arrive in Canada, and really that journey begins from that moment. In India, everything is different. In Canada, 90% stuff as compared to India is different. So make sure, guys, when you choose something, you choose not for 2 years, you are choosing something for next 20 years as well as for throughout your life. Your decisions will be your future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you for the session. And thank you, students, for being the lovely audience. You are asking the questions and you have been a very tremendous audience. And I know my students, they are going to do well in the future. So thank you very much, Amanpreet, for your precious time. And thank you, students, for your giving your time. We have a class right after this session. So thank you very much, Aman. And we'll be posting the video recording of this session also. Kindly share that also with your friends. If anybody have some query, you can take my number. You can take, obviously, you have my number, and you can take a mobile number of Amanpreet also. Although we people know that everybody is working, but we'll get much more time and we'll bring much more sessions in the coming future on the
Mostly.
students. And students, our students have a lot of queries about cryptocurrencies, NFTs, Bitcoin, and about the stock market. So we'll bring more sessions about this also in the coming futures. So thank you very much, Amanpreet, and thank you very much, students. So I'm going to end this session.
Not a problem.